Hey guys, welcome back to Kenny Fan TV again. Mumbo, Hillary, and Steve is somewhere. But man, Hillary, man, I see that there's no smile today on your face, man. That was a bad result for you guys. Mumbo, Arsenal as well. Nothing to smile about for them as well, man. They just gave the title away. That seems to be the conclusion right now at the moment.
We
But
still
let's
have
go for the
17
current
more
game.
games to play.
Yeah, let's go for the current game, man. You guys, you catch that game, didn't you, man? You saw that United Brighton game. I mean, it's proven the point of what I was saying in the Premier League this season, man. Games and wins are hard to come by this season, man. Hillary, let's start with the Man United guy first.
Um, the thing I don't understand about United right now, and
Your
not
your
just
volume a
United,
bit low, Hillary.
the thing I don't understand about United right now, and it's not just United, it's a couple of teams when it comes to scouting. For example, we know that Rashford is not playing right now. Rashford was one of our most important attackers. So when we're chasing a game, you find that we don't know who to bring in for attack. Like today, we had to bring in Anthony and Toby Collier to strengthen, and we were looking for a goal. So if you know that you're trying to offload Rashford during January transfer window, then how come you're not trying to bring in a player on loan? I remember during the
Your
nine
volume.
the
Add
I
up your
remember
volume.
wait all right. Sorry, I remember during the 90s and early 2000s when we had Fergie, Wenger, Mourinho, when managers used to do scouting, proper scouting, you find that a player like Tyler Dublin from Southampton or Suleiman would have already been scouted by one of those managers and made a great player right now. Right now, I don't know what scouting is all about because we are always looking for foreign players or foreign talents. I remember when Ferguson came to United, the first thing he wanted was all the best local players in Manchester to join United. He didn't want to go outside. Now he started with the best local players and then the best players in the league before signing players outside the Premier League. Nowadays, we want to sign players from, the Americas, from other leagues and all that. We don't have faith in the local players anymore. You can't sign a player from Fulham or Southampton or, those kind of clubs. And it speaks to how managers don't really improve players anymore as they used to initially. So I'm just disappointed with the transfer window because we know that attack is our biggest problem. We are always,
Yeah,
if you look at the goals we scored, it's because we can't progress the ball up forward. So when we snatch the ball in our own half, the opposing team always gets a quick goal, whereas for us we have to struggle just to get a goal. And so I don't know how come we haven't gone for an attacking wing back or just a striker or a number 10 that fits into Amorim's system. That's one issue. The second issue is just clumsiness by players because if you look at the first goal and the third goal, just one ball from defense to attack, just one cross and they're already in. The second ball, Onana. I don't know what Onana was trying there. It was a very simple ball. There was nobody even thought that would go in. Nobody thought that that goal was going in. And like Steve keeps on saying that your position at the table just shows where you are. And right now, United doesn't look like top half, not even a top six, doesn't look like a top half team. We had less possession against Brighton, we had less chances created against Brighton, we had less threats against Brighton, and it's not against Brighton, against Southampton, against all the teams we've played with. Despite the fact that we were playing at home, we are still playing defensively on the counter. And right now, we don't deserve to be a Champions League. We need at least 2 seasons to deserve to be called a Champions League team, not even a title contending team, but just a Champions League team. So that's my
oi, oi,
opinion.
oi. Oh, yeah, some harsh reality there over there, man. That's a Man United fan right there, knowing the realities. But against, you can't really expect Amorim to come in and do miracles. We all knew everyone kind of knew the problems of Man United. Mambo, I see this game made you happy because you're always happy when Man United lose, man. That's your
Uh,
thing.
when Hillary is talking, I'm just wondering which player will leave Fulham to come and play for Manchester United, or a player will leave Nottingham to come and play for Manchester United. Like, we just knew they are just one game away and their ego will be deflated, and it was so humiliating how they conceded those goals, and I was shocked to see they were added extra 8 minutes, whereby then I
Yeah,
thought it was
no.
going to be Fergie's time, but they never made it. As you have been, okay, I agree with Hillary. I don't understand why Rashford never played. Like, he has been the best striker for United so far. So
But I
uh,
think it's some disciplinary problem. So
it does. Who cares about discipline? What Manchester United fans care is about winning. Or do you agree? Yeah? Everyone
Yes, I
cares
agree
about
with
winning.
Mambo.
If a
If
player,
you're benching,
yes,
if you're not playing Rashford, then go find another player to replace him.
yes,
Don't
yeah.
take him off the team, and you're not bringing anyone from the academy or bringing
Huh?
in
but you
someone
have
to
Zersky.
replace him. No, Zaxi was there. Zaxi was there before Rashford was taken out.
Mhm.
Played different positions. Again, they played different
I,
positions. They played different.
I,
They offered different styles to the game.
I think if I'm not wrong, I will look like the similarities between Amorim and Arteta is that these two managers can't handle big players. They suffer from big player syndrome. That's the same
That's it.
thing
Okay.
that
Same
happened
thing.
with Arteta fighting with Aubameyang. But look what it has costed us for the last 2 seasons. Remember Aubameyang? Yeah, he's the guy who literally won an FA Cup for Arteta. The only cup he still has, leave alone the Community Shield. But up to
Yes.
now,
He won 3 trophies. Don't forget. Huh?
yes. So
But
his
the thing
ego.
is, but look, but Man United. I mean, Man United. I don't know what
Mhm.
everyone is expecting from this manager right now. I mean, we all know the players weren't up to scratch anyway. So I don't know what anyone was really thinking. Amarim was going to come and make certain players that were playing yesterday really bad turn into world class. I mean, that's wishing
No,
upon. I mean, United's problems. I don't know what
Now,
anyone's
nobody's
expecting.
blaming the manager right now. We have to look at the players. This is solely the players' performance, not on the manager. The
even
goals we considered today cannot be. This is
No, Hillary,
purely
I
the
think I think
manager's,
we
the
should
players'
blame the manager.
performance.
He still carries the biggest percentage because he's the one who decides. The question is, why not play Rashford?
Because he's
That's the
crap.
manager. Huh? But look at the rest who were there. They are more ones than Rashford.
Rashford, remember Rashford been playing before Amarim
Hmm?
came, so it wasn't like he benched a goal scorer or prolific
So
goal scorer or anything.
why would you have what is his name? This guy
Zesty.
from Brazil. No, not even
Oh,
Anthony.
Zasi.
Anthony.
Anthony. And I'm like, I was like, okay, why? Why
He
do you
needs
bring him?
he needed the spinning around in the circle
The fidget
skills.
spinner.
The spin. He wanted the
Uh,
spin from Anthony. I don't
and,
know.
and
Something was there. But look, I think look, Man United season, yeah, it's just watching them and basically what you got to watch out for is his tactics being put into place. That's the only thing you got to look at Man United right now. Are the players listening? You got to look at what kind of system he's trying to play, and then you got to work out that he needs certain players for that system. I mean, it's kind of similar when Klopp came. When Klopp came, he had a way of playing. Teams were just beating him, but he had a way of playing, and you just knew when this guy gets certain players, this team's going to be serious. So Amarim, I guess you just have to watch out and see, is he putting something in place that can be used.
that's the question. And don't think it will happen overnight, because if he's coming up with a system and recruiting best players, other teams are doing the same. No one
Steve,
is.
But Abdi, I
let
think
me.
there's one thing that Manchester fans and us, Team Banter FC, are forgetting. One thing we should keep in mind is that this is not the Alex Ferguson Manchester United. This is not that mighty Manchester United. This is a new Manchester United with new faces all over, apart from Johnny Evans. This is a very new Manchester United that needs a complete makeover, because if the manager has been brought in, he should take his time to understand this league. What he should fight for this season is not to be relegated. Let him understand how his team works, because he's been brought in. I would see it unfair, because I'm trying to see myself if I was in the same shoes as Manchester United. If you try it, because right now you're competing against nothing. You're competing against yourselves just to prove yourself that you can be in a particular position in Amorim's team. You're competing against nobody, because in the position they are, they're just supposed to ensure that they don't be relegated, because they're way down there. I think they just need to give that man a chance, because they brought him in. The position they are, there's nothing they have to salvage. Maybe in the FA. Right now, he should just he's in a perfect position to experiment whatever he wants to experiment with the team, so that coming summer, he will know. This is not even the window for him to sign anything, because that pressure is the one that you find yourself buying players you don't need. Let him use this time. These my sentiments, because I don't see where they're going. Because they sign, so what? Because the only in the FA, the FA, they might salvage that. I don't know, like they did last season against a hangover team. But what I'm trying to say is, right now Manchester United need to give Amorim a chance to study the league, just to ensure they don't get relegated, so that during summer he can make his own team to fight for the next season. Because right now you can't tell me there's something Manchester United are salvaging. Even if they go to the transfer market, he should just start working, using what he has the proper way, because there's nothing. I don't see the essence.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, Man United, man, they got a long way to go. I guess you'll see the end of the season how things turn out for them, but definitely they're not in the top 4 contention. That's for sure. All right, let's move on to Arsenal. That's another contention from yesterday. 2-2 against Aston Villa. Everyone was a bit bouncing around in the North London derby win, but realist, everyone knew this was the game. Aston Villa was the team. That was the match, the game to look forward to. Considering the fact that Liverpool earlier on just snuck that win. Title race over for you guys? Well, let me start with you, Steve, on that
one. I would say the title race is not for us to lose. It's for Liverpool to lose. I'll start with that. Because the gap at which they have right now, the gap they have, and with the game in hand, regardless of Everton's performance today, congrats to them anyway, Moyes back. What I'm trying to say is that we're in a position whereby we have too much pressure, unlike Liverpool. We've had it for the past 2 seasons. Again, we're in that spot again. Yes, it's unfortunate that we are a wounded lion. We were expected to be a team that could have been a different Arsenal this season, or a better one than the previous 2 seasons. And just to highlight the key things I keep on saying, we had an issue even before starting the season of the finisher. But when you look at Arsenal at the moment, we are lacking key important players. We are lacking depth. Because if you look at the substitutes we had yesterday, we only had people who have the experience, and the people you could think of, the normal suspects were like Sterling and Jorginho and Tierney, who has not been given chances. You see, because the people who were supposed to our substitutes, our game changers are the ones who are playing first 11 right now.
Yeah.
The likes of Trossard, you see the likes of Merino. Now our reserves, the ones who give us a game changer, are the ones who are playing at the first 11. That is one big issue. But again, I will say this as an Arsenal fan: let us not whine too much. Let us not keep on complaining every time. These guys train together each and every week. Because I always see that when one player in your team is injured, I always see that as an opportunity, as the number 2 or number 3 in that position, to step up and play the game. Because all those guys are there to play football. Some of them are not coming to just fill the bench. Because when you're given that opportunity to play the game, give it your all. Give it so that even if we lose, the game is there for us to see. We'll just say it wasn't our day. But when you play in a way that you don't show the urge, you don't play like people who want to be champions. It's like you're just participating. Because we just have to play better. Arteta needs to play better. He has to have a playbook that has page 1 doesn't work. Let's go to page 2. Let's go to page 3. We can't keep on having the same way. But one thing I'm so disappointed.
He's a one-way manager.
Yeah, because one thing I'm disappointed with right now, before I finish, is Odegaard. Odegaard has been total shit since his injury. I don't know if he's reserving himself because of the injury. Odegaard, we're missing the Odegaard we used to have before. Odegaard is playing shit.
Hey, okay, something happened to him. What were you saying there? Like, let me hear Hillary's point of view because I see little smiles come back to his face.
Finally.
Hillary, give us on you this because there's a lot of there's you know Arsenal sort of going back and forth right now. A bit of yo-yo emotions going up and down. 1 minute back in it, 1 minute back out again. And then that
I
North London derby, there's a lot of excitement.
I
But when you look at it,
remember, yep, I remember the last time we met here. I said that for any team that wants to stay in the top four or wants to win, you need to win all your games. Now, if you look at again, just back to Steve's point, if you had been rotating players when the season started in different competitions, you wouldn't be in this point where your key players are missing, and now the subs who are coming in are not good enough to fill in the positions. Yesterday, Liverpool took the Liverpool won the game by bringing on Nunes and Chiesa. They brought in Federico Chiesa for 15 million. Does Federico Chiesa get into this Arsenal lineup? I can argue that he can. So again, you guys have Liverpool have shown that you guys can still be in the fight if you want to. But I haven't seen Arsenal going to get in two people just on loan. You remember the season Liverpool had so many injuries that they had to get in a lot of loan players. That was 2 seasons ago when Van Dijk was injured, and I can't remember who else was injured. They brought in 3 players on loan. Same thing with Arsenal right now. We might have a chance in winning. Nobody's really setting that big up to challenge for the title. So why don't we just risk it all and go to the market and bring in two or 3 players on loan? Because I'm sure right now, if you want, you can get players on loan. If you want, you can buy someone and convince a few clubs that see we're fighting and we need you to come and strengthen our team. If Liverpool got a Van Dijk on a January transfer window, a Diaz on a January transfer window, a Cody Gakpo on a January transfer window, I'm sure Arsenal can get 2 people on this January transfer window to strengthen their squad.
what did they signed a defensive midfielder?
Who signed a defensive midfielder?
Arsenal,
Is that what you need right now?
and not in January. He comes in the summer, so
Yes,
He comes
but
in
then
summer. He comes in summer.
we're talking about
They-
the current moment.
no,
Arsenal,
Arteta's addicted to defensive midfielders. So I think
yeah.
he will even start asking Mourinho and Rice to play up front.
I think maybe because of the callback of Marquinhos, I think he has a plan because he had to call him back from Flumeno.
and you see,
Yeah.
Marquinhos was called back because of that position, that Saka's position, I think.
Okay, but Hillary, just to get to the point. I mean, from you, what do you think? You think title race is over?
no, it's not over. The problem I have is you guys are playing like it's over. Because when it's time for you to take your chance, you're not. And then you're waiting for. You see, the problem for Arsenal is they're waiting for other teams to slip up.
Because under Arteta, Arsenal's a choke team.
Well, that's what I've been saying for years, but apparently I'm just hating for no reason. If you look at yesterday, you played Thomas Partey right back, and that's how you conceded Oli Watkins' goal. You had Jacob Kiwior. If you give Kiwior confidence to come in and play Timber's position, move Timber to right back and play Martin, what's his name? I keep on forgetting, Sculewi or something like
Gabriel.
that. No. The left back from the
Harry Fiori.
academy. No. The left back from the Skew Lewis or something
Tierney.
like that.
Lewis Kelly, yeah.
Yeah, if you have Lewis Kelly playing left back, you bring in Kiwior. Kiwior has played centre back for you before. So if you have in Kiwior and Gabriel and you play Timber in the right back and you play Rice and Partey together, then you're able to defend your lead. You're able to defend your centre backs because Partey and Rice can defend that hole left by Saliba where you have Kiwior who might not be as confident, but you go ahead and show the Kiwior, Zinchenko, and Tierney that I'm better off starting off as a CDM as a fullback. What are you trying to show your team when you're fighting to win the league?
Mambo,
Yes.
what do we do? What do we do, Arteta and Arsenal, man?
Exactly.
I keep saying Arteta is the king of stubbornness. And yes, he's a stubborn king, and he doesn't listen. Like, everyone knows that even last season what we needed is a striker. And if he's to go out there, uh, he'll start gabbering again. Just pick up the phone, call Aubameyang, and he comes back. I'm telling you, all those chances that Kai Havertz have, if we still had Auba, the league would be in our pocket. But I don't know why every game that is very important for us, Arteta keeps experimenting with some funny ideas in his head. Because I agree with Henry. I didn't understand why Jacob Kiwior didn't play the yesterday game. Yesterday when I saw the lineup and I
But
knew that
is he's a calamitous, man. That's why he doesn't play, man.
No, you see, the point you're
doesn't
missing,
matter.
Andy,
But
is you bring in
then why did he
Kiwior
sign
and you
him?
have Rice and Partey to cover for Kiwior.
Yes, in the midfield. So then why did we sign Jacob? So what happens tomorrow if Gabriel gets injured? So next you'll see Raya being given
Partey
boots,
will
and
play
Raya will be the goalkeeper at the same time a defender.
Partey will play centre back. He'll move around.
So, and for a very long time I had been saying this. The biggest problem with Arteta or with this young generation of managers is how to handle big man syndrome. You want to tell me Ozil, you want to tell me Aubameyang were rough like how the old generation of Manchester or Arsene Wenger's, those players type of caribous were. Because the reason why we've not lifted the trophy for the last 2 seasons is because we don't have deeply experienced professional players who you bring in the game and they'll change the game. Because if you look at the current Arsenal system, who is the oldest there? And who is the oldest? What have they won? Just an FA Cup. Jorginho was brought from Chelsea, where he won everything. I'm just saying a prayer just like from Jorginho and Kai Havertz are from Chelsea. But if you look at the squad and you're looking for someone you can look and give you an inspiration, we don't have. And now the manager
that was meant to be Odegaard, wasn't it? The guy who's meant to be leading the attacking lineup.
And then that's the other thing.
Like Steve said, he's been quite poor.
And the other thing is, why would you bring Sterling at the 80th minute? And I'm like, oh my God! The moment Aston Villa equalized, could have just put in Sterling there. Well, let him run around. At least he tries. But
no, Wenger. Sorry, not Wenger. I mean, Arteta. They might as well be the same. That's how much I think about it. But yeah, I think for me the title race is kind of almost. I mean, yeah, Liverpool's to lose big time. They have to be really poor now for anyone to come back into it again, especially Arsenal, because they can't be consistent. They can't hold it. But looking like further down, I mean, we see what Liverpool did. They were about to get a draw anyway against Brentford. But back to my point earlier on, it's not easy to get wins in this season in the Premier League as well. Like, you have to also give respect to the bottom half teams. They're really making games out of each week. Like, all the teams you're expecting to get results, it just turns around. I mean, even Liverpool yesterday, that was definitely a draw, that game.
Look at
they had to struggle to win that game. And kudos to Brentford. I just think Brentford just get caught off. Like, they were like, oh, we have managed to squeeze in a draw, and it's just a difference of one. It's just a difference of one substitute. That, like what Hirai has said, like, if you look the substitute, the impact they had on the immediately when they came in, it's just an amazing. And the thing is that Liverpool always have that fighting spirit, which is every team needs. You don't need to pass. Me, I don't care about. I don't care about 520 passes for Arsenal if they are not shooting or scoring. It's useless.
It is useless. That's the way it is. I mean, you saw what happened to Newcastle. That was a Bournemouth turned up, like
Wow, it
Clive
was
hat trick. It's the Premier League this season, man. It's going to be quite tricky, but Liverpool seem to be just navigating it a bit better than everyone else. I mean, that's what it's been so far this season.
I mean, with Liverpool,
It,
you can see that they're able to start anyone and get a point. Jota came on with Tsimikas the game that they drew, scored. Chiesa, Harvey Elliott, and Nunes come in against Brentford. Last minute, 2 goals. Take it. They're able to go through the line, through the wire. So that's what the other so-called, um, let's say that's what the traditional big six, three of the big six are lacking: Tottenham, Arsenal, and United. Subs who can make changes. You talk about a manager who knows I don't need to change everything. I just need to add
yeah,
a bit of confidence because he just added confidence and composure to the squad. He didn't change the tactics, just added confidence and composure. And look at what he changed for Liverpool. Harvey Elliott comes in, Curtis Jones comes in. They just, I, you lack words for Ancelotti at this point because they have exceeded, even if they don't win the league, they have exceeded all expectations.
yeah, that's true. I actually give you just current scores at the moment. It seems like Manchester City are winning 2-0 at at Ipswich at the moment. Steve,
Yeah.
what do we do about these guys, Liverpool?
Believe you me, actually, when you look at the way Liverpool are playing, is that uh, if I use the table both from Champions League and the Premier League, we could. I wouldn't be wrong to say
All right,
they're the
Steve.
best. I wouldn't be wrong to say. I wouldn't be wrong to say that they're the best team in Europe right now because of their position they are in the Champions League table and the Premier League table and the way they're playing. Because we've seen we've seen that when the game is tough for them, they've had a way, and I think I've been saying this before. They seem to be having a way of breaking the deadlock. They seem to have a way of salvaging something out of a game that is difficult. You can see the likes of when we talk about depth, unlike Arsenal. You see, the last game Jota was brought in, he salvaged something from them, a game they were going to
Yeah.
lose. You see again yesterday, someone who the least expected, the least expected culprit, Darwin Nunes, two quick, quick goals
That
just like that. You see,
that was the shock about it. The guy who couldn't find a goal to save his life.
yeah. So you
Huh?
see, it's really interesting because that shows you that leave alone the form he is or whatever. That shows you the kind of the kind of guns that Slot has for his team. That if his long range gun or sniper gun is not going to work, he has a shotgun in his pocket. He's going to pull out at some point, or rather a
Yeah.
knife. But he knows that he's going to finish the job regardless. And I think that is what we're lacking as an Arsenal team, because I honestly feel like at times Arteta is the person who finishes his tactics at the training ground. Once he gets to the pitch, he doesn't have any other ideas. As I said, the story of having a playbook is very wrong because you just have to realize where the problem is as early as
We know what the problems are with our friends. We know where
yeah.
everything
So
is at.
I believe that at the energy at which the Liverpool are playing, and also they are very fortunate that I think this is a conversation we ever had with Mambo at some point, some time back, that these things, there's also that element of luck. We
yeah.
ever talked
It's all
about this with
about
Mambo.
luck.
This one
Yeah,
is hard
yeah,
work. There is hard work and there is just the element of luck. It can go your way or not. So I think we just have to be playing better because it's you don't for. I think there are some things that the players should do just for the fans. As much as the game is not for you, just show at least that you have the energy. You know, there are games you can play and things don't go your way. Then just give your best. Then we
yeah.
said we failed because we gave our best, not because we had a few issues laying back that we haven't solved. So I think Liverpool,
You
as it
know, you
stands
know,
right now, Liverpool right now are the team to beat. and there are many games to go. It's those are many games to
17
go. So
games.
yeah, it's
We
Yeah,
are talking about
that's quite.
51 points.
yes. Those are a lot
If
of games, and one of those games is us against them. It's them against the likes of Man City, who I'm sure they're coming back to form. The likes of the Nduzi team, the Chelsea team that keeps on doing their things the way they do it. So it's a long shot, but I think as it stands, it's hard to take that from them. It's gonna take a lot
no,
to take that from them.
Yeah, well,
if we have to think about yesterday game between Liverpool and Brentford, it shows how the league is competitive, and they just scrapped away. They just won by luck. So that means that
yeah,
it's not like it's going to be an easy win for Liverpool the next 17 games. It's going to be a difficult thing. One thing, if what I know is that if Arteta by tomorrow signs in a player like or a Watkins or a good striker, the striker will win for us more than 12 games or 15 games. That one thing I know. But knowing Arteta, he won't sign anyone. That one
no, I don't. Yeah, no,
just
no,
for
I don't think so. He likes
just
Havertz too much.
they have a brain date with Havertz, I think so.
he has he has Havertz too much. All right, guys, listen.
Yeah.
Let's just quickly give a shout out to the rest of the games that began, especially even now today. David Moyes returned to Everton. 3-2 win against Tottenham. That's a good result. Nottingham Forest keeping that good form going, man. They won 3-2. At one point, I think they were 3-0 up as well against Southampton. So of course now they're joint point second with
Points.
Arsenal. But David Moyes and Tottenham, that just goes to show it makes Arsenal's win last week doesn't really seem that special. So, when Everton is doing them 3-2. And I guess that's the rest of the games. You know what happened earlier on, and then yesterday, we just spoke about what Bournemouth done at Newcastle. Leicester, Fulham also had a little sneaky away win. Crystal Palace winning at West Ham. So I guess the only games left was it tomorrow's Chelsea playing?
Yeah,
Wolves.
Wolves.
Tomorrow night, Chelsea, yeah. So the way the table's looking right now, yes, Liverpool 6 points clear. Joint second Arsenal, Nottingham Forest at 44. Then you got Newcastle 38, Manchester City if they win 38, Chelsea 37,
Chelsea might come to
Bournemouth
fourth.
37,
They might come to
Aston
fourth.
Villa 36, Brighton 34, Fulham 33. That's
And
all
Manchester,
the way. Huh?
Manchester United.
They're on the next page.
Manchester United
Flip
are
over.
in 13th place, 26. So in
And
reality,
what's the
they're not even that.
what's
They're not
no
points
no
wise. They're not that far behind.
and what's the 26
If
points
actually
and
City went on
Everton
a good run,
They're Everton are 20 points,
but when
and
you
their
look at
number?
it,
and they're number 16.
but Manchester
So those
United
are
are
just
closer
two
to
games
Yeah.
Manchester United are closer
to relegation.
to Manchester United are closer to top four than the fourth place is to Liverpool.
Can I
You
just say
understand?
this?
So
Yeah.
The difference
mm,
between the seventh position and the second position is 7 points, 2 games.
yeah,
The difference between the second position and the seventh position is just 2 games.
yeah.
So, like
It's
you
it's not
said,
it's not out of the bounds for United to go on a run and get Europe.
no. What I'm saying is, for United, for us, we're not expecting much this season. So our pressure isn't as big as Arsenal and Chelsea and City's pressure.
Your pressure is not to be relegated.
Exactly.
A big one.
That is
And
what
you're very
you're
close to
forgetting.
that.
That
Because
is
you
You
what
are
can
you're
look
very
at
close to
forgetting.
that. You are two
Crystal.
game. Next game you play Fulham's. Next game you play after. You have you are playing Fulham and Crystal Palace in the next two games. If you lose that, you are in the
Nah, but they're
position where
right. But they're
Everton
10
is.
points. They're 10 points off 18th place.
Because
Yes,
Yeah,
you can see Brentford is number 11 with 28, Crystal Palace number 12 with 27, Manchester United number 13 with 26, West Ham number 14 with 26, Tottenham number 15 with 24. So you can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
it's just one
It's
gap.
Tottenham. It's Tottenham that've got the problem. But I actually think relegation battle is from is from Everton downwards. Everton now with David Moyes, I actually think they're going to be okay. So I actually think
I think it's all the way from Brentford. All those guys are.
Wolves, Ipswich, Leicester, and Southampton is relegation battle.
Any team below 30 points is prone to relegation because the pass mark for relegation assurance is 40 points.
See, what you're forgetting is
once you get 40 points, no matter how the league goes, you cannot be relegated.
Yeah.
So
what you guys are forgetting.
You are talking about 20. Manchester United have 26 points.
Yes.
To get to 40 points, that's 14 points. Those are how many games? 5 games. Who do?
Yo, you see, what Mambo is forgetting is Mambo. This is.
So I'm talking about the next 5. No, Hillary, it's not bad.
I'm just talking
about. No. I'm okay.
Just look at your next 5 games. The next 5 big
Arsenal
games you are playing
is this is Arsenal's best. The past 3 seasons are Arsenal's best team.
That's no lie.
That hasn't managed to win a single
agree with you
thing.
That one.
That hasn't managed. So you're making jokes about relegation. It's okay because we won't be relegated. The problem is if your prime team. Listen
try
carefully.
Continue with that joke and you see where you'll be. You think you can't be relegated?
Listen carefully. Your prime team. If your prime team fails to win a single thing. If your prime team fails to win a single thing and United win just one thing this season, we've already won last season despite it being our last season so far. This season is going to go down as our worst season compared to last season. United's chances of winning a trophy are higher than yours despite it being our worst season. Don't forget that.
True.
Abdi, one funny thing about these Manchester fans, right now, these small cups do matter to them. That if you don't win a small thing, when you are winning those cups, they were not important. Now that they have the chance of winning them, now they're important to them. When teams were winning and we were salvaging the FA Cups and the Carabao Cups, you were saying those are plastic cups and plates.
You haven't won an FA Cup, you haven't won an FA Cup, you haven't won a Carabao Cup,
they become
you haven't won a
important.
Europa League. Your point is invalid, Steve. You haven't won an FA Cup, you haven't won a Carabao, you haven't won a Europa. You haven't won anything, so you cannot even mention a small cup because you haven't won nothing. Yardman said it, you haven't won nothing. So you
I think Arsenal were better off when we were just competing for FA Cups. We're not ready for this big trophy competition.
You can't compete for anything. And I didn't say we're going to win. I said it's. Yes, Mambo, do your last point.
You have high chances.
Let's do our last point. Everyone gone.
Hillary, the position Arsenal is, we have accepted we can be position 2 and not win the trophy. The position Manchester United is, they are not accepting the reality. They can be relegated. Start accepting the reality. It's easier for you to go down.
You got the banter today, Mambo. Steve, your last point, man, on this weekend, man. This crazy weekend of games.
Yeah, it's a crazy weekend. I think we have to pull our sleeves because now we have to be prepared for the next coming matches because this is not going to be an easy. It's not going to be an easy league as we thought before. So I think we have to buckle up. And having that, we're also going to play Wolves next. As much as they're down there struggling, we have to be vigilant.
No easy games.
Yeah, we just have to be vigilant. We just have to play better, as I keep on saying. We have our problems. Whoever is given that position to play for the team, I'm just urging that they give their best because you can only fight the battles that you can see. You can't fight battles you don't see. So I think it's just up to the teams that are the people who are available for selection. If you got that chance, prove that you're supposed to be in that team. Yeah, because
it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah,
Hillary.
My point is this, Mambo. I need you to remember something. The top 4 teams right now in the league, 3 of them have won European Cups, and Nottingham is one of them.
Okay, let's just
that reality is still.
But I think it's better that Wenger doesn't come to see or to witness the humiliation that Ferguson is suffering from. You guys are humiliating Ferguson. The guy is old.
Let's
You
let's
kill
leave
him
them.
now.
Let's leave it. Let's leave it there, guys.
All right.
I guess we'll come back. Midweek is Champions League, so I don't know what we're expecting from that
Can you
this week.
repeat that again, Abdi? Abdi, midweek is
Midweek is Champions League.
Hilary. Do you know what's Champions League?
Any team that has won a Champions League say aye.
Aye.
Hey.
Okay,
Okay,
bye.
we have Dynamo Zagreb. I don't think that's a game to even talk about. All right, guys. I guess this is how it is. Yeah. Please subscribe. Leave us your comments to let us know what you think of this week's games. All right, Mambo, Hillary, Steve. Nice one.